Welcome to our YouTube channel Curious Egg. This channel is all about increasing your curiosity on various issues. Life is beautiful when you are curious. French Revolution. It started in and around 1787 and quenched in 1793. There were and there are revolutions in every kingdom, country, state, region, and in every corner of the world. But why French Revolution is so important? Because French Revolution shows the power of common people, referred as Third Estate at that time. Poor and oppressed people rose against monarchy. They fought hard, and the French Republic was born from the actions of poor and oppressed. It was a time in late 18th century when almost all the Europe was in the hands of kings or monarchs. It was not an easy idea to overthrow a king and move a nation into democracy in those times. Moreover, this happened in just over a period of 5 years. And also, king was not just overthrown but was also killed. In this video, I will tell why the people revolted, how king and the first two estates responded, what violent actions were done by the people, how the people's actions led to the king's death. If you want to know some more interesting facts about the French Revolution, watch the complete video. French Revolution is a hallmark in history. It started under the rule of new king Louis XVI, who got to the throne in 1774. In a twist and turn of events, by 1791, King Louis XVI was not able to manage the situations in France. He did something that no other king would do. Government took a big swing to the revolutionary direction. French Republic was born in 1792 and the king was guillotined in 1793. During those days, social status of the France was divided into three estates: first, second, and the third. First estate, it is called clergy. It included the people who work for church or priests and comprised of about 130,000 people. Second estate, nobility. It included the royals, including king and the queen, aristocrats, knights, and loyalists of royals. They were about 300,000. And now the third estate. It included everyone else, including farmers, soldiers, businessmen, doctors, and even lawyers. Third estate comprised of about 27 million people. First two estates did not need to pay any taxes, but get special treatment and services. We have to briefly talk about the reasons for financial crisis in the France. While there were multiple reasons, one of the major reasons for France's financial crisis was its involvement in French-Indian War that took place from 1756 to 1763 against British in America. There was a tough competition between France and England all over the globe to establish their colonies. England already established its colonies firmly in America, and Red Indians in America were fighting against England. At this point, France joined hands with Indians and gave financial support. This French-Indian War in America is called the Great Seven-Year War. France lost under the regime of King Louis XV, and severe economic and civil turmoil followed as it summoned huge losses. By the way, George Washington, the America's first president, served as messenger at the beginning and later fought in this war, handing victory to American troops. He became a national hero. He took active and violent decisions to win the war. Followed by the war, in 1774, after the death of King Louis XV, his grandson became the King of France. He is King Louis XVI. By this time, France was in bad financial shape. People were in poverty. The 19-year-old King Louis XVI was so naive in politics. He got married to Princess Marie Antoinette. She was Archduchess of neighboring country Austria and became queen by the time she was 18. They both know only to spend time in luxury, and they totally forgot taking care of their people and did not even know how to look after them. Yes, France was in deep crisis, but not the royals. Third estate was living in utter poverty and there was no escape option. The taxes and fees were huge. On the other hand, king used to levy taxes on everything, including bread, salt and wood, to overcome the financial crisis. People were dying in poverty but paying the taxes. At this time, poor started to think, why do we need a king? Why should we work hard? And the enlightenment started. Without a proper leadership, the poor and oppressed people from the third estate were driven by their emotions, raised by their anger, and did the things out of their excitement. People started to attack tax collectors and the persons of first two estates wherever they find them. The country started to see frictional days. Persons of first two estates are afraid of the people now. On the other hand, it is not difficult for a king to oppress these kinds of revolutions, but it did not happen in France. Revolution survived and not the monarchy. During these rough days, with the support of people's anger and the attacks, some educated people from Third Estate self-declared the National Assembly to represent the 98% of population, and they wanted to make new rules to run the country. This newly formed National Assembly had intellectuals and educated people from the Third Estate. Notable were Maximilien Robespierre and Georges Danton. Both were lawyers. Some of the First Estate members also joined this National Assembly and they formed the Jacobin Club. King and other two estates opposed National Assembly. Now King had to stop it. But the king was so naive and did not know how to handle any situation. Guess what he did now? He literally locked the building where National Assembly meet. Now National Assembly simply went to an indoor tennis court nearby and made it their assembly gathering point. They met in the tennis court on June 20, 1789 and took an oath that they will develop new constitution in the place of king's authority. It is called the famous tennis court oath. They demanded equality and justice. But who cares what rules they may make? You should have the power to enforce them in the country. The club proposed to dethrone the king in order to make the country progress to a new era. It is not easy to protect and empower the newly formed assembly. Everyone was in fear what happens next. The king and the people were equally feared of each other, not knowing what others will do. At this point, the people were suspected of retaliation from the king and wanted to take preemptive actions. They cannot afford losing their National Assembly. Confused and not knowing what to do, they just started gathering in Paris streets starting July 12, 1789. Starting from low numbers, people gathered continuously on the streets of Paris, outnumbering the king's cavalry. At one point, silence broke down, and the people started throwing stones on king's army out of anger and panic. The army tried to fight and did not have any option but to withdraw from the place to save their lives. This boosted people's confidence. They became more and more excited. They need weapons now to save themselves and attack the army further. Some of the people formed themselves as National Guards. They gathered arms and weapons from shops and by attacking nearby private homes. They did not have any clear idea of what to do next because there was no leadership. It was started by the people and led by the people. They were just roaming all night and the following day on the streets holding weapons in their hands. This was definitely scary. They did not have any particular plan in mind on how to fight, but their emotions do not need any plans. You can fight with any person and either you win or lose, but you can't dare to fight with emotionally outraged person and especially emotionally outraged crowd who were waiting for their movement. On July 14, 1789, the mob stormed the prison Bastille to obtain arms and gunpowder. They secured many rifles. Hard to believe, the scared and angry crowd brutally killed governor in the prison, cut his head and paraded the city streets with stalking his head on pike. This became notoriously famous in the revolution, heads on pikes. National Assembly supported this action by the people. People started to randomly attack nobility and army wherever they find them on the streets. Guess what they did? They killed them, chopped their head, stock it on their pikes, and parade the streets. This brutal violence changed the mindsets of people. Now they know what they can do. Some of them found excitement in killing and carrying their heads on the pikes. Violence ravaged. Everything went out of control in just a matter of days. All this bloodshed and heads on pikes just quenched their emotions and anger. But the problem still exists: no food and more taxes. 3 months later, in October 1799, thousands and thousands of women were marching towards King's Palace in Versailles. They don't have an idea of what to do. They waited outside for a long time, waiting for reply from King or Queen, but they did not respond. Angered to that silence, thousands of women broke into palace at a time, wanting to kill King and Queen. They fought with royal guards and killed them. Guess what they did again? Yes, heads on pikes. They killed them, they put their heads on pikes. They really liked it. Queen narrowly escaped, but they got King alive and brought him to Paris, demanded him to stay in Paris, near to the people and of course in their control. In Paris, King was under the control of Third Estate and National Assembly. He still holds the powers to implement any law or rule and levy taxes. National Assembly and people always used to force him to accept their demands. He kept on accepting their demands. He did not have any other choice but to accept them all. In Paris, his family situation became very bad. People always used to break into the palace to pass their demands. He was in Paris for almost 2 years. He cannot live there for any longer. Now the king did something that no one can imagine. He tried to escape from his own country in disguise. On 20 June 1791, he and his family tried to cross the borders into Austria, but were caught by the guards and brought back to Paris. Now it is clear, the king himself is a traitor, leaving behind his own people and country. How can it happen? In 1791, new constitutional rules were passed by National Assembly, and accordingly the king will have limited powers. But the crowd were not satisfied. The people wanted to take off all his powers. People fought with their government, and it was bloody. People reacted violently. One interesting thing here, government wanted to implement a new method of execution to punish the bad people that should be more humane and less painful. Dr. Joseph Guillotine developed an execution technique in which they use a razor blade to sever the head off the body, which they considered as painless. Yes, it is painless. The severed head cannot tell its experience. The blade is called after his inventor, guillotine. It consists of an upright frame with weighted and angled blade on the top. Person is held under it in a wooden block with a basket in front of the head. When the razor blade falls on the neck with full weighted force, it severs the head and head falls in the basket. Coming back to the story, because of the brutal violence by Third Estate, entire Europe was in anger and dilemma. They were scared of their own people. What if they also revolt in same way? Rumors were spread that Austria was planning to attack France to bring back peace and restore king. People in France were feared of losing their new nation now. They wanted to show their power for one more time and do something really scary. They want to kill the king. They attacked the palace and started killing all the guards and were racing to the king. Scared king went to the National Assembly for his safety. To calm the people, Assembly ripped off the king title from his name and provided him security. Now he is no more a king, he is just a commoner, an ordinary man. French Republic was born at this time in 1792. All the king's guards were guillotined to make people happy and calm their anger. In order to start an all-new era, you should not have any past reminiscences. Kill them all. Exciting it was for the people. They also killed any royals and nobles they found on streets. Meanwhile, Austria joined hands with Prussia and was in direct war with France. To prevent leakage of secrets from France to Austria and Prussia, France government started to arrest thousands of suspected traitors, including royalists, religious workers, and any common people. Prisons were full of prisoners, but Austria was advancing at the borders, making its way towards France. Fears erupted in the people. Out of rage and insecurity, people invaded prisons, killed hundreds of priests, nobles, women, and any traitor. This is called September Massacre. People were killing every aristocrat and priest or anybody from the first two estates so brutally. They did not have any proper leadership but are acting out of their own rage. Nobody to stop them or question them. At this point, France did not have any option but to calm their people. They put King on trial. There is no need to debate much if he was right or wrong. Logically, King was wrong and revolution was right. On Jan 20, 1793, he was declared guilty. And what is the punishment? Kill him. Guillotine. No delays. Louis was guillotined the next day. Yes, it was so fast. People can't wait. His severed head fell in the basket. He was buried formally with his head and body separated. His family remained in the prison at this time. With the death of King, people's emotions were calmed down. French Revolution is the most violent and bloody revolution in Europe. This violent revolution in history showed the world that governments should work for people. Ideologies such as liberalism, socialism, and conservatism emerged from this revolution. We always hear the words in politics, right wing and left wing. I was wondering how they were assigned like right and left to ideologies. I was surprised to find that those words were born from French Revolution. The Royalist Party sat on the right side of the hall and Republican Party that was evolved from the Third Estate sat on the left. In broad scenario, right consists of people who believe in monarchism, social hierarchy, and conservatism. Left consists of people who believe in equality. Left represents socialists or communists. Monarchs in Europe tried to save their power and oppose the new government of France, but they could not. In 1848, revolutions occurred across Europe and monarchs could not stop the revolutions. It ended up in the formation of multiple individual countries in Europe after a series of events and wars. If you question yourself, what if dreams come true? French Revolution proved that even poor people's dreams can come true. No one believed that one can fly, one can go to space, and an atom can be broken to create supermassive energy enough for total destruction. In the same way, People's Revolution in France changed the entire fate of Europe in forthcoming years. The very idea of all humans are equal was made prominent during this time. Ruling the people should be based upon reasons and humanism. It was birth of a nation out of kingdoms, rebirth of people, and birth of an idea. French revolutionists may not know what exactly democracy, humanism, freedom, equality, government, justice, and values were, because there was no place on earth with these features exactly. But French Revolution laid path for them in all over the Europe. It scared other monarchies in Europe. They have a proof that people can revolt and thrones can be kicked off. People viewed Catholic Church in a different way in terms of knowledge. French Revolution can be categorized as one of the basic views of socialism in later years.
Thank you for watching this video. Please subscribe to this YouTube channel, Curious Egg. If you like our video, please press like and bell icon. Keep smiling.